Welcome to a short demonstration of installing the backup client and running your first backup. First of all, you'll need to run the installation program that you will have received from your supplier, and then just run through the setup wizard accepting the default options. Note that if you are running Windows Vista or Windows 7, you may need to click Yes to the User Account Control prompt. Just a quick note on the installation file. You may find that its file name may vary somewhat, depending on the naming convention used by your supplier. Click Finish, and this will launch the backup client and take us straight into the account creation wizard. At the prompt, yes, we do want to create a new backup account. The backup account name defaults to the name of the PC. In this case, Home PC is a good name, so we'll leave that unchanged. Next, enter values for your account password and encryption key. You should store the password and encryption key in a safe place, not on the computer itself. The password is used to protect your backup account on the storage platform from unauthorized access. In an emergency, this can be reset for you by your supplier. The encryption key is used to scramble your backup data so that nobody else can ever access it. So if, for example, your computer fails or is replaced, then you will need to re-enter your original encryption key in order to restore your data. So don't store this key on your computer. Write it down and keep it safe, as, unlike your password, it cannot be reset by your supplier. Click Next. Here we can adjust some internet connection settings, but the default values will be fine for most people, so we'll click Next again. Now we get to choose our backup schedule. By default, we've got daily automatic backups set to run at 7 p.m. But of course you can alter this to suit your own requirements. Click Next again. Here we can choose the location of the program's working folders. These contain the necessary data to perform your backup schedules. Again, the default location of C drive should be fine for most people, so click Next. Here we see our account settings. Click Next to confirm, or Back if you need to change them. Now the account is being created. And here we see we have created a 1 GB account for this PC on the storage platform. The size of your account is set by your supplier at the time of purchase, but can be increased by request. Click OK to close the account creation wizard. Now maximise the backup client, and what we see here is the backup selection window. This allows us to choose what files we want backed up. We can see that, in this instance, My Documents, highlighted in green, is selected by default. This default may vary depending on your supplier. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll go with the default and back up everything in the My Documents folder. Before you run your first backup, we suggest you check the backup size by clicking on the Size button. This screen shows you all of the content that you have selected for backup and estimates the total size of the backup. You should ensure that the total size is less than the backup account size you purchased. Close this window. Now we are going to manually run our first backup rather than wait for the scheduled 7 p.m. backup. To do this, just click on the Backup button. While the backup is running, we should mention that there are a number of different ways you can configure your backup selections. The Help screen, open here on the right, is a valuable read and a good place to familiarise yourself with the options available. Please see the backup selection video for more detail on managing your selection criteria. The first backup may take some time because it needs to transfer all of your selected files. Subsequent backups will run much faster, as only changes or new files will be transferred. There, we can see that the backup has completed successfully. This concludes the install and backup demonstration. Thank you for watching.